Welcome to Fabulously Flawed with your host, Marni, where Mondays mean motivation, and by Wednesday, we're dishing out dazzling advice with a Newsweek twist. This is your go-to spot for embracing the mess, celebrating the successes, and never letting anyone dull your sparkle. Join us for laughs, life lessons, and a whole lot of fun. Fabulously Flawed, where perfect is overrated and every flaw is fabulous.
Hey, fabulous friends, fabulous listeners, fabulous everybody. Welcome to Fabulously Flawed. I am your host, Marni, and thank you for joining me on my motivational, Marnivational episode where we are going to make Mondays magical and not miserable. So anyway, I am so grateful, guys, because people have written me to tell me that not only do they love the episodes I do with Taylor, but my own little mini episodes. So I am so grateful today that I read something that really put a smile on my face, and it really makes me enjoy what I do. Enjoy doing what I do even more, which is talking about mental health, self-love, self-compassion, boundaries. It's okay not to be okay. So I thought today's episode, we would just talk about finding one thing to look forward to make your week that much more special. I don't care if it's the turtle you see in the window of a pet store as you're walking to work. Whatever it is, that one thing that can spark your joy, whether it's a lunch date with someone or a movie you're going to go see or a class you might take, if you find just something to focus on, it will keep you going and keep you excited. Even if it's the rock outside your door, whatever it is. I've had a really pretty cool week. I have to tell you, I spoke yesterday, and this was kept me going all last week. I was so excited because I knew I was going to be talking to children about bullying, and there is nothing more, I guess, embedded in my soul is to help people love themselves and know that when they are bullied, it has nothing to do with them. And then I want to help the bullies and say, please, fix yourselves, heal yourselves. Don't project it on other people, because we all know hurt people hurt. And I did this demonstration with children, and I'm going to give you, I'm going to describe it, and maybe you could use the visual with yourself or implement it somewhere in your life. I took out a dollar bill, and I love doing this with them. And I'm like, who here wants this dollar? Can we use it to go buy something? They're like, yeah. And I said, okay, well, what if I fold it? Can we still use the dollar? They're like, yeah. So now I'm mushing it more, making it into a ball. I'm like, can we use the dollar? They're like, hell yeah. Now I'm stomping on it and smushing it and smushing it. I'm like, can we still go buy something with it? They're like, yes. So I'm like, okay, us as people, no matter how many times we get smushed on, yelled at, spoken to rudely, somebody yelled at us, somebody insults us, we're like that dollar. But you know what? Our value is still there. Nobody can take away your value, because that is who you are. So all of those words that they're saying, it's just going to boomerang off of you and back to them, because nobody will change your worth, your uniqueness, your fabulousness. It's, it blows my mind when I see people insult somebody, whether it's, oh, look at her outfit, oh, because you can wear something like that, or oh, look at him with his new car. Well, you don't know that his father just passed away and left him that car. So everybody's so judgy. But if we could take that judginess and just put it and focus on what we love, what makes us happy, and basically just minding our own business, makes for a lot of peace within. I did this other example, and it's just about not projecting, is what I'm basically trying to say here in a nutshell, is heal yourselves. And one way of healing ourselves is finding that something to look forward to, that spark of joy, but also your words and the way we talk to people. And sometimes we don't realize that we're being rude. We sometimes have so much inner turmoil that we don't know where it's coming from, because a lot of people, how can I say this? Most people don't want to dig deep into their emotions. They don't want to feel feelings they felt in the past. So what we do is we suppress them. I've done that my whole life. And then when something reminds me a trigger, I would just explode. But being aware of everything is, it's a wonderful accomplishment when you spend years or daily knowing that you are amazing, you're special, and nobody's words can ever take that away from you. I did this thing with a piece of paper where I crumbled it every time you would say a mean thing about somebody. So I used myself as an example. When I was younger, I told the story about people throwing papers, 161 ways to describe Marni M, and there were hundreds of them, and it was fat, whore, loser, pig, all of these things. So I took a piece of paper and I crumbled it. Okay, someone called me fat. I'm crumbling it. Someone called me ugly. I'm going to crumble it again. Somebody called me a loser. I'm going to crumble it again. Now, we can smooth that paper out again, and I'm functioning as a human being, even though that was done to me, but my insides will never be the same. I have learned to live with certain disabilities, diagnoses, depressions, and anxieties, and across the board, whatever. I pretty much have every mental health condition there is, but now I understand where it comes from, why I have it, what I can do to navigate it, and it doesn't make me any better or less of a person. So all those years, I believed I was worthless, I was nothing, I was disgusting. Then I was like, you know what? That's someone's opinion of me. That's not how I feel about me, because I think I'm pretty darn fantastic, to be honest with you, and remarkable and unique and fantastic. So when you can really understand that about yourself, because nobody knows you. You think people that you go to school with knows you. They don't live with you. So you're going to take the opinion of someone who doesn't know you, a complete stranger, because you value what they say more than what you value of yourself. Come on. You know that doesn't make sense. And so there is no quick, easy fix. Like, okay, I'm all better. But little things like baby steps, and that's why I'm suggesting find one little thing to look forward to. Me speaking to children about bullying. I could not wait to do that. I love sharing my message pretty much with anybody. There's a dance class, for example, I want to go to Thursday night this week. I cannot wait to go to the Zumba class on Thursday night. I have a friend who's teaching. I have not seen her forever. So for me, I know right now, I may change my mind later on in the week, but right now that is exciting me. Doing my podcast more and more with Taylor, getting more comfortable with it is exciting for me. Us filming promos for our podcast, I'm excited to do that this week. So learning to get excited over little things that bring you joy, all those little things start to add up. And when you take your energy, I think I read this or heard this within, God, where was it? They said when a plane takes off, they use 60% of their jet fuel just in takeoff. And then after that, they can fly across the world. So once you take that step, that leap of faith, that look in the mirror and say, I am amazing, I am fantastic, the rest is smooth sailing. I talk about it all the time. I have crumpled. I have been on rock bottom. I have been a mental unstable mess my entire life. But that doesn't mean your life is over. You're not worth anything, because who knew? My mess literally became a message, and I have a whole new world here. Never in a million years did I think I would tell anybody not only was I depressed, but my entire life. And pretty much I'm an open book, no pun intended, literally and figuratively. Speaking of my book, if you go on Amazon, True to Myself, I can assure you people, friends, listeners, there is nothing like this that you have ever read before. I am such a testimonial to resilience that if you feel like giving up, you could just pick any chapter, and I promise you, you will feel better about your life, because what you think is rejection, you're just being redirected to where you're supposed to be. If you think of where you met your best friend or your favorite coworker or whatever it may be, you'd be like, I don't know, we both moved here at the same time, or we went to college together. And those were good circumstances where something good came out of letting life guide you. But you have to take that knowledge and say, okay, even if this bad thing is happening, it's happening for a reason. If I can accept the good from the universe, I have to accept the bad. But understand it's only there to protect you. Nothing is there to hurt you. I promise you that. Take it from me, because what am I? You're preaching to the choir. I am the choir. I am the huge choir, and there is nothing that I have not been through, so I can preach it. So guys, I guess I'm going to leave it on that note. This was it's been a very fun day. I've done a couple interviews and I'm very like, wow, this is my world. So if I'm a little mumbled jumbled today, I guess it's called excitement. And tomorrow I'm going to talk with Taylor, and we are going to really get into some mother-daughter, a little bit of our dynamics that we have had to learn on and how to learn and work on to be respectful with one another. And some of the things we have said to each other are not so kind, and now we know we're aware of it, and we're going to talk about how you guys with your family or friends can handle and navigate situations that are uncomfortable with you guys. So on this Monday, make it magical, not miserable. Never, ever let anyone burst your bubble. And do you know, side note, if you say bubble, no matter if you scream it, you cannot be in a bad mood. Bubble! It's impossible, right? So I hope everybody's saying bubble out there, because then you'll be happy. And never, ever, 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 ever let anyone dull your sparkle. I'll speak to you because I'm talking on the phone with everybody. Hope you listen tomorrow. Hope you listen on Wednesday to my Newsweek, and I'll be back with Taylor on Thursday. So much love, guys. Peace.
Thank you for tuning in to Fabulously Flawed. Remember, every Tuesday and Thursday, it's your time to join Marni and Taylor, the mother-daughter duo that's redefining family time with a twist, putting the fun in dysfunction, one episode at a time. Craving more? Visit us at fabulouslyflawed.com. And don't miss out on the feel-good vibes with our exclusive merch at fabulouslyflawed.net. That's with 2 Ds on Etsy. Keep your sparkles shining and spread that fabulous energy.